Enough is enough, you guys. Enough is enough. Welcome to the next installment of Finish Friday. We're gonna look at my tray and we're gonna finish some crap. I have three trays in the work. This is the one that I've been working on the most, believe it or not. We have 4 rings, have a bunch of symbols pieces. Haven't quite made it past step 1. We have this one-of-a-kind scorpion symbols pendant. Can't wait to finish that one. I did a turquoise inlay ring for a friend, and I had to do a bunch of samples to try, figure out how to do it. Really pretty, Kingman turquoise. So, never finished it. Had to take the chip inlay out because it didn't work the first time. We're just gonna, get that done. Couple ring shanks. This side I feel less urgency with because of just the way that it is. This maybe needs a different bail. This was symbols before symbols was a symbol, you know what I'm saying? I was doing these 4 or 5 years ago before I even dreamed up the symbols collection. And then I have a whole other tray of things that just need to be engraved. That's getting out of hand. I'm not spending the amount of time that I once spent in my jewelry studio, and it's showing. We have this, a Hecate necklace that I kind of was starting for a Fix Finish Friday. And I took the stone out, I fixed the bail because it had kind of broken. Here you can see I soldered on a really thick piece of metal to engrave a whole situation on. It, this could become a whole video too. I have a handful of just blank pendants. This just little simple pendants. I don't know what to engrave on them though, so that's why they've been sitting here. And then I have 2 symbols pendants that are to be engraved. Quick cheese break. That's a lot of stuff. If I were to turn all of these things into pieces, it would be 38 pieces of jewelry. That's a lot. That makes my stomach kind of feel sick. Truthfully, a story that I've been telling myself is that I can't sell things, and I haven't even really been trying because I feel a little beaten down. The process is kind of beating me down, and they keep saying, girl, you need a system. It's probably true. I don't know. I don't know how these pieces are gonna sell. I don't know how I'm gonna sell it. I cannot get lost in the weeds on how I'm going to sell this stuff at this point in time. We're just gonna do the best that we can, and we'll see how far we get with the engraving stuff. I feel a little overwhelmed. I think it's Friday, May 23rd as I'm filming this. I'm gonna see what we can get done in 1 week, where I'm focusing primarily my creative energy on this. I must admit, I have a quilt to finish. I am filming this at the same time that I am also in progress of making my first quilt. So I will be spending a few hours over the next week quilting and finishing my quilt because it is due. I'm trying to keep the ball rolling with the projects and the things that I have going on in my head. What we're gonna do today, we're gonna hammer out some of these rings. And 4 rings, they're mostly finished. Let's completely finish them, okay? In order to stay focused and not be overwhelmed, I put away everything that is not what I am immediately working on. So all of this is gonna go in my drawers, out of sight, out of mind. This is gonna be a labradorite ring. The flash on it is insane. This is gonna be a Magna Chalcedony. I don't actually know how to say it. Magna Chalcedony. A pair. They don't go together necessarily unless you want to, but I picked this material up in Tucson a couple years ago and it's been really popular. I've sold every piece I've ever made with it. This is just a black onyx ring, so I'm getting kind of organized. Everything at this point needs design elements and a ring shank. So kind of have a plan for all of it, so we just need to execute the plan. of the rings done. Before we get into the studio today, I am going to give you guys my beverage lineup. First thing, water. Pink Himalayan sea salt added and mineral drops because electrolytes. The second thing is usually some kind of caffeinated beverage. I was recently put on to this fancy little mental booster shot, Magic Mind. They reached out to me, gave me a little sample, said, hey girl, try this out, let us know if you like it. I was like, okay, let's see what you guys are all about. I went on a deep dive. I read through the ingredients and was immediately sold. First things first, we have matcha green tea, ceremonial grade, harvested in Japan during the first harvest cycle, so it is legit. And then what really sold me, honestly, the fact that it's not filled with a bunch of preservatives and crap. It is filled with real ingredients like adaptogens, ashwagandha, bacopa, and rhodiola rosea. I have taken all of those supplements individually, and I have had great experiences with all of them. Bacopa is essentially nature's Adderall. Ashwagandha makes you chill the frick out, and rhodiola gives you a mental focus and clarity. It's also filled with all kinds of other ingredients, like organic mushrooms, made with only the fruiting body of the plant. So it is like the potent, pure components of these plants that offer their sacred medicine to you. Also filled with nootropics, a fancy buzzword that like science bros and like life hackers are using. Basically like vitamins and minerals and building blocks for cells that help you think more clearly. Like cognizant chitocholine, a proprietary molecular form of chitocholine, and phosphodiesterine. I physically cannot pronounce that word, but I did look it up because I was like, what is this scientific jargon? Something within your cells that you currently have in your body right now as you sit here. Your cells communicate to each other. So when they are ingested in this form of chitocholine, it is basically like a super boost. Your cells are communicating. They are saying so many things to each other, and you are able to think more clearly without this like caffeinated buzz. It is doctor certified. There are over 200 scientific studies. When you drink this, it's not like, oh, I have to wait 45 minutes to feel the effects. No, like you start to feel it. Your body is absorbing it. It's one of those things like it becomes a part of your lifestyle. And instead of taking a fistful of supplements, you just kind of like have the thing all in one, and you can make it into a sweet little treat. And I'm going to show you how I've been drinking it lately because it's so good. It has actually replaced my afternoon like legit matcha. First, you're gonna start with a cup. So you're gonna take your Magic Mind shot, give it a little shake, pour it into your cup. You're gonna take a jelly of your choice. There's just something about the jelly. It really does it for me. You're gonna take like a teaspoon of your jelly of choice. Give that a little stir. Next step, ice. Milk of your choice. Just a little bit. Stir it up. You guys have no idea how excited I am to drink this right now. And here we go. For a health shot, it's really quite enjoyable. And as you can see, actual size compared to my hand. If you're on the go, it will fit in your purse or your satchel or your man backpack. And you can just like drink it whenever you need it. And if you're like a no fuss kind of person and you don't want a nice little sweet little drink, just drink the shot and move on with your day. No big deal. This is how I drink it, and I really am enjoying it. Magic Mind is offering you a special little deal. It's a limited time code. If you would like to save some money trying this product, you can save 50% off on your first subscription of Magic Mind or 20% off your first one-time purchase with the code SPINA50. So if you would like to try it, feel free. Use my code, links down in the description, and they back their product 100%. So if you're not satisfied within 100 days of purchase, you can just get a full refund. No big deal, no questions asked. Thank you, Magic Mind. Let's go make some jewelry. I'm back in the studio. Wow, it's May 25th. We're gonna continue on with the theme of finishing what we have started. The other day when I was working, I finished this ring. Wow, it needs like a quick sand and then it will go in my pile for tumble. We have 3 more rings. I'm really excited about this labradorite ring. Let's just take a moment to look at the lab. Hello, are you kidding me? That is so flashy. It's like a damn ethereal spirit got trapped in that damn rock. Or you could say the ethereal spirits of the earth have been given life and embodiment via this rock, and labradorites like it all over the globe. Just a little cheesy update for this Sunday afternoon studio sesh. Proof of life. He's truly the best cat ever. I love my good kitty. Okay, something I forgot to mention is that it's Sunday. I'm really sleepy. I have about 5 hours of like free time this afternoon, which is plenty of time, but I want to break my time up into jewelry time and sewing time. So this is going to be like, what can I get done in 2 hours? I definitely made the mistake of pulling too much out of my drawer because I am looking at this tray of like little gemstones that I pulled for rings and necklaces and stuff. And like, I'll get to it, you guys. Like, I'm gonna get there, I promise. Like, I want to start right now. I need to roll out sheet metal. Like, I need to pour an ingot and roll out sheet metal like so fiercely bad. I don't actually have what I need to make most of these pendants happen. But like, they're so cute. Like in the fall of 2024, I did a pendant challenge where it was like 15 days and I made a pendant every day, and you can see the whole thing on my YouTube channel. It's the video. We're making an entire collection. It was kind of like a TikTok, Instagram series that I compiled into a YouTube video. And looking at this pile of stones, and I'm like, I want to do that again. I want to do another jewelry challenge. But then I get this like icky feeling in my belly of like, no, it's too much. Like, I was really stressed out making it. There's part of me that's like, no, those challenges are really fun. They're like creativity challenges. And I think it could be really like cool and fun to do a jewelry challenge. And I'm not saying I'm never going to do one again. I just, I feel like I have too many irons in the fire. Hence the whole point of this video. Former Sabina would have taken this moment of like respite between things pickling. This is like the greatest opportunity to start a bunch of new pieces. Another element of making things harder on myself is, oh, I should make a series out of it. I should film the process. I should make 20 individual videos for it. I'll make the pieces and I'll show you guys lots of the process because I enjoy doing that. I want you guys to see what goes into the jewelry that you're like wearing and consuming, and see that it's more than just fast fashion. This is not fast fashion. This is very slow handcraft, and like these videos help solidify that, solidify just the demand for slow craft once again, you know, returning to the old ways in the world of AI and the constant evolution of manufacturing and making things faster and more efficient. Like, there's a place for that. I'm not condemning evolution of technology and manufacturing, but I just desire slow handcraft. It's what fulfills me on like a soul level, is to create these things. So I want to show you the process of like sharing little pieces of my soul, so that if you're somebody who can't buy a piece of jewelry from me, that's totally fine. I'm so thankful that you're here watching this video. You get to see the process of me putting these things together, and then maybe it'll inspire you to take a class at your local art center or pick up the creative tools that you have at your disposal and start to define what creativity and living a creative life looks like for you. That's something that I'm really passionate about sharing and want you to embody more and more of. Like, for me personally, I have dedicated myself and I live in a devotional life to creativity and the spirit of creation and creativity. I share that in the disciplines that I have with my creativity and my relationship with creativity. And I want you to begin to define what creativity looks like for you. Is it art? You know, for me, it's art, but for lots of people, it's things like cooking and creating space for gathering with people and conversation. And I'm killing time right now yapping to you. Let's go pull those things out of the pickle and see what we got cooking up. This is citric acid and water, and this is what I use to clean my metal after I solder. It just takes the oxidation off and any flux that might be on there. Once those are like pretty much done, and all they really need is that final sand, just like the other ring on my bench, I'm gonna pull out the one that I'm actively working on and adding design elements to, and let those other pieces sit and clean up for a little while longer. This is as far as I'm taking this piece today. Of the 4 rings that I set out to complete the other day, I got 3 finished. They're all sanded, soldered together, and ready to go in the tumbler. So I will put them in this little container. My very first pinch pot. Believe it or not, I made this when I was in like 3rd grade. My very first pinch pot ever kind of set me on track to loving ceramics until this very day. So I'm just gonna put it in a container. All of these things are ready for tumble. These are the gems I was talking about earlier. Look at this moonstone. Oh, she's so beautiful. We'll get to that. We'll get to that shortly. And then this is the last ring. All right, you guys, it's May 27th. I'm back. I'm back in the studio. I took yesterday off because I had to work and I wanted to spend my 1 hour of creative free time working on my quilting stuff. So I had today off, full day off. I spent the morning taking care of myself. I have a raging headache currently. So I got my big jug of water, full of water with mineral salt and electrolyte juice in it. I have my beverage, my studio beverage of choice. Today's bevy of choice is a Magic Mind. I showed you guys the process of making it earlier in the video, but made it the same way I did and it hits. And we're gonna get back to work. We're finishing those rings. I think really it won't be that big of a deal to knock out the rest of what I have to do. We have this ring to finish. Then we'll focus on the symbols line and just getting those pieces done. It's only 1 o'clock as I'm recording this. So I have about 4 or 5 hours until we're gathering for family dinner. I just think this looks so good. And I want to make 75 more of them, please. And thank you. I forgot to record these. Basically what I do is I take ground up turquoise and I put it in the channel and then I drop this stuff on top of it. And you can use an accelerator like this. I got it all in a kit, but I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm gonna let it sit and dry overnight and then I'm gonna do all the inlay stuff tomorrow or the next day. And I got this one soldered. I'm going to pull out the pendants that I just soldered all the bails on and I'm gonna clean them all at the same time. It's just easier for me to like sand everything at the same step at the same time. It's like a production thing. All right, so we are done for the day. There's a few things that I didn't get finished, but I'll walk you through what I did. This is done. It's ready to go in the engrave pile. And then these 5 are fabricated and ready to be tumbled. I am at the point now where the pile has gone down and nothing else needs to be fabricated. We're done creating the piece. We are now at the finishing step for everything. You guys remember the pinch pot? Everything that I created, basically, I put in here to sit and wait for this moment. So what we're gonna do is create a bath that is composed of liver of sulfur and hot water. And then we're gonna turn all of these pieces black, and then I'm going to throw them in my tumbler where they will rotate overnight. It's a like rock tumbler, but I put in, instead of like rock tumbling media, I put in jewelry making media, and I'll show you that. And then this is gonna go in this ready to be engraved pile, which is growing so large. None of these pieces are actually going to be a part of this video. That was about 14 hours. I would say about 13 and a half hours really. And we can inspect how beautiful everything is. As you can see, there's like a glittery effect that the tumbling media gives the pieces. And then for most of these, I'm actually gonna do a steel shot tumble as well. That is this. You don't have to do it for as long. And it will transform everything from this kind of matte brushed look to more of like a burnished polish look. It's not actually polishing, it's burnishing, but in my opinion, it just gives everything that like jewelry shine without having to hand polish everything at my polishing wheel. So I took everything out of the tumbler, you guys saw that, but I'm not really feeling 100% today. There's a couple people in my house who have been sick, coworkers been sick, so my throat kind of hurts, and I didn't sleep super well last night, and I got up at 5 in the morning to go to work, so I'm kind of like burning the candle at both ends. So I'm just gonna like do a little editing, maybe edit a vlog, maybe like for an hour, and then I'm gonna just like chill. The reality of the situation is that bro is engraving, and I'm going to spend the rest of this week just like setting these stones this afternoon, cleaning them up, and then I will begin the photography process to like put them on my website and just focus on engraving this stuff like next week or something. So y'all are gonna get a part 2 of this series of Finish Friday, because damn, I had a lot. I had really let it build up there for a while. Stay tuned for a part 2. It's a really cool stone. I guess I didn't realize there was a hole in it. So I got these 3 rings done, stones set, bezels polished, they're ready to go. Next steps for them, photograph, list onto my website, and then promote to you guys. And what I'm realizing is that I haven't done these turquoise inlay pieces yet. Oops. So I'm feeling myself trying to like justify what I'm doing with my day and like being urgent about it. When I set this video up, my intention was mission finish some projects. And guess what? We did that. I got 4 rings done. I finished fabricating 5 pendants. and we got turquoise inlaid into 3 of the 4 of these. I'm feeling myself want to put a lot of pressure on things to have it all done by the end of the day tomorrow. And done including photograph everything. I don't have to have everything photographed and listed by the end of the day tomorrow. That's a little ridiculous. I think what we're gonna do is a part 2. We're gonna do a part 2 of mission, finish everything on the bench, which will include engraving. Pieces are done, like they're finished, but now we have to photograph them. What I use is this Nikon D3100. I purchased this in like 2010. It is old, but it still works. It's perfect, actually. I love this camera. I got a micro Nikkor 40mm lens that allows me to shoot things really closely. I'm not in my photography girly era anymore. Tumblr is over. I am no longer trying to be an it girl. I literally just use this camera for shooting my products. I pretty much have not taken this lens off this camera body in years. I love this camera. She's made me a lot of money. As you can see, my setup is really legitness. I open the blinds so that I get some good natural sunlight. And then I use this little corner right here as my backdrop. Oftentimes when I'm shooting necklaces, I clear this spot off and it's right there. That is my backdrop for shooting because it's not that serious, you guys. It is not that serious. Put the ring like so. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, she's so beautiful. And then I shoot. It's pretty low light in here, if I'm being honest. But what I do know is that Photoshop is going to help me a lot because I can brighten this up. My main thing now is just trying to get everything focused because there's nothing worse than doing a whole shoot and then going to edit and actually none of your photos are focused because you cannot edit an unfocused photo out of that. It does have to be focused. Like the background doesn't matter 100% for me because it's like, this is just product stuff, but for anything that I do for Instagram, I end up actually cutting the background out because I just think that's a fun aesthetic. And then I do a little on-hand model shot. So let's see if I can get that in frame. It's very awkward, I must confess. Especially because I have to shoot with my opposite hand. I like my tattoos. Like, that's the thing. I like it with the tattoos. It's easier to take these shots on my phone. Yeah, get a load of that. That looks good. For the editing process, this is just what I do. It works for me. I plug in my memory card and then I open Adobe Bridge. I shoot everything raw, which is the file type, not to be mistaken with raw dog. So you just go through and see what looks good. Reject anything that doesn't. I'll shoot 100 photos just to keep 3. It just kind of is how it is. And I can see like, okay, I didn't have my settings adjusted quite right and whatever. So it goes pretty fast. And you might be thinking, Sabina, those are really dark. That looks terrible. And I can't entirely disagree, but magic in editing. Just trust the process. And then I go in and I actually edit everything. So I open it up into Camera Raw and I use these settings right here to adjust it, bring it back to life. And I'll oftentimes just apply like what I did to that one to all of them and it makes editing go by really fast. Just go back and like adjust anything if they need their own specific adjustments. And then the last thing is crop. So you'll crop each photo individually because it can get really messy if you don't. Anything I know is going to be the heading image for my product photo, I make a square because it looks better on the website. And then everything else can be like a normal photo. And then export. and then repeat for all of your photos. Well, that was it. That was the video. Thank you guys so much for watching this far. Thanks for being here. We got some pieces done, and those 4 rings, I photographed them as you guys saw, I edited them as you guys saw, and they've been listed to my website. So if you'd like to purchase one for yourself, they're there, they're ready for you. And if you're finding this when they're already sold and gone, that's all right. They weren't meant for you, and that's okay, because what I try and hold the perspective of with my jewelry is anything that's one of a kind, it finds you when it is meant for you, and it works out as it's supposed to. Lots of things I have available for made to order too, so if you're like, damn, those Symbols pendants looks pretty cool, where can I get one for myself? I know they're not done yet, but like, I want to see. Those are on my website. I do those for the most part made to order. Anything with like a gemstone, those are one of a kind, but keep your eye out, follow along, because I make that kind of stuff all the time. I love one of a kind work the most. Thanks again to Magic Mind for partnering with me on this video. If you are interested in making your own little Magic Mind afternoon treat and having your cognitives boosted, bang my line. Use the code Sabina50 to take 50% off your first subscription order or 20% off your first one-time order. It's great. I highly recommend trying it at least. Stay tuned for part 2. Part 2, we will be engraving. Yep, we've already gotten that started. Thank the Lord. We'll be engraving pretty much whatever is left. There's a couple pieces that will get their own videos, but for the most part, everything that was in that engraving tray is getting engraved, and we're going to be watching that together in another video in a couple weeks. Subscribe, like, comment, share with a friend. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, or whatever. If you feel called to comment, please do so. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.